All right, guys, everyone, welcome to the arcade showdown between Lunix and Spiffy. Today, they are the rank number 7, which is Lunix, and rank number 9 on the leaderboards, the arcade leaderboards for arcade difficulty time attack. And it's gonna be really exciting. We have Spiffy, who, you know, we'll start with Lunix. Lunix, who has been around the community for quite a long time right now. I believe started speedrunning in 2020. Lunix is younger, he's from Panama. So it's nice to see people from, you know, just different areas as well. Lunix has a 46k PDR, has run PRKD, Hundo GT Classic, has run like everything, has been in the randomizer scene for a very long time, knows how to play Link to the Past, SMZ3, all these other things. So Lunix is a very experienced randomizer player as well as a speedrunner. So incredibly strong player overall. Has flown up the leaderboards recently. Spiffy had a much higher ranking before than Lunix by a considerable number of runes, but Lunix just recently passed him up. Now we have Spiffy Thomas. You guys may not have heard of him because he kind of keeps his accomplishments kind of down low, but Spiffy actually has speedrun this game. He just doesn't like post his stuff, but he's got a 47 in PRKD. So he has run the Fantune first category. He has a 47, so he's no slouch. Actual legitimately strong speedrunner that, you know, has mostly kind of been kept on the down low. Has run Hundo back in 2014. I think not really pushing it too much, but he's actually been around for a while. He also has done casual map randos and SMZ3. So if you guys haven't heard of Spiffy and you're wondering like who is this Spiffy guy on the leaderboards, rank number 9, like is this guy a cheater or something? I've never heard of him. Well, he's got accomplishments. It's just, you know, just on the down low, and that's why we have such a good matchup today, because both these players I think are very well matched for each other. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Lunix actually was behind on Spiffy on the leaderboards for quite a bit, but only just recently bopped him by a few rooms. So we got a little bit of a grudge match here. Don't mind the fact that Lunix just hit that fish. Everyone does it. Just got to get that stuff out of the way. Guys, today's match, the rule set will be kind of the original rules we've gone to. Players can choose rooms, how a room count to go up to. It's going to be first to X rooms. Both players have decided, let's go with 75 like we always have. So for the first match, we're going to go, it's going to be a best of 3. The first match will be a first to 75. Same seed, and loser gets to pick the next room count. All right, runners, I'm about to drop the seed. Here we go. This is going to be the seed both of you will be running. 6-3-C-5. Lunix, Spiffy, are you both ready? Lunix and Spiffy are ready. All right, guys, we're about to start. The countdown is now beginning. Here we go. On go, both of you will begin the race. Right now we got 100. This is one of the biggest gambas we have yet, 120k, and the runners have now begun. 120k on Lunix right now, 140k on Spiffy. 3 more minutes to gamba. Get your gambas in. And here we go. Spiffy versus Lunix. Number 7 versus number 9 on the leaderboards. Spiffy immediately trying to get that quick CWJ. Lunix missing it and deciding, you know what, let's just go on. And both players, Spiffy also goes on without hitting the CWJ. And both players getting the heated room off the bat, the farm room, which you pass up. Spiffy is passing up the Puyo pile. That Puyo pile is worth quite a lot. So Lunix opts to farm it. Already about 2,500 points on Spiffy right there. But Spiffy is ahead. Spiffy is going to be a little bit ahead. And in the end, if the points won't really matter if timing out is not how you die. So it does make sense to maybe potentially skip out on that. So here we go. Both players taking the same exact path. And Spiffy starting the bomb Chorizo fight first. Now, with the super missile, 10 P shots plus a super will kill BT. That's the way to approach it typically, because they do 20 damage each. BT has 800 HP, and a super does 600. So 10 times 20 is 200, and one super 600 is 800 total. So both players heading over. Lunix makes sure to grab that extra super missile before they head out. And that's an early bombs and an early morph. So roommate, I guess that's not too bad, but they could consider maybe taking the left door. It's probably not worth it given the fact that the first 6 rooms happen so quickly. However, if they choose to go to the left door and then they get a quick right door and you get like beams out of that, then maybe the left door in the future is the better choice. But the right door path has been free and you get a free super out of it. So I would say right has not been too bad unless they get a very early charge. Then they might want to consider shifting at the very least. Okay, so this is, here we go. This is an early charge. So alternatively, if they don't want to get this early charge, they could consider maybe going left at that west ocean, or they could consider taking damage in previous rooms so that the seed RNG changes midway and they get a different path. So here we go. Both these players opting to go for the missile and the 2000 secret here. You don't always have to get the secret. It's 2000. However, it does mean that you cannot get the secret on top of the Chozo where charges, which is 750. So it's more like a 1250 secret. So Spiffy opting to use the 2 missiles and go down that path and kill some of the bugs along the way. Takes an extra hit. So at this point, Spiffy is picking up a few extra points by killing those units, also uses a few extra missiles, but Lunix is going down to the bottom left. Spiffy also on the bottom left. They're probably going to diverge with 47 HP to 69 HP. This might cause a room divergence. Let's see. Lunix and Spiffy. No, as of right now, they have the same room. Spiffy gets a free 500 point kill on the Poamp. Lunix did not get that kill. So Spiffy definitely pick up more points than Lunix. All right, so which path will they take? Many doors left and right in this section. The left door is the quickest, and Spiffy is going to get that extra health, and he's going to the right door. So we have divergence here. The right door, oddly enough, brings them to the room adjacent to the crate room that Lunix is currently in. But we're gonna see some heavy divergence at this point. Spiffy gets an extra E-tank for his divergence play, and let's see, Lunix taking a right door. What will he get? And Lunix gets a Varia, an early Varia, a room to 75. That's not what you want to see at this point because, oh, Varia into Gauntlet. Oh, this is not looking good for Lunix. He's not going to make this cycle, so he's going to have to wait until he gets this next one. Meanwhile, Spiffy gets an energy refill tank, and he's taking another right door. Let's see what he gets. Oh, Spiffy runs into the Varia. All right, so in the end, both of them getting this early Varia. This means... it could be a little tricky if the seed is kind of planting early Varias for you. It's first of all, you have no equipment, no beams, no nothing, right? So if you get something like 3 Musketeers room, you're pretty much dead. You're not gonna sit there and charge shot for 3 minutes to kill. You don't even have that kind of time to kill the pirates, right? So Spiffy has been getting some better rooms. However, this room that Lunix is in, this is a 10k secret here. So Spiffy got some good rooms earlier with that double chamber, got some secrets, got a bunch of points, but Lunix also gets a 10k point right here. So here we go. Now we have a wave beam for Spiffy and a high jump for Lunix. Now, Spiffy also, on top of getting that, it gets the 10k room himself. So Lunix gets an extra super here. Both players on room 20, but I would definitely prefer Spiffy's position here, especially because of the fact that he has that wave, and he also gets the high jump here. So, what Lunix really needs right now is some kind of beam. He needs some kind of beam because, oh, well, this is actually really, really good for Lunix because I was going to say one of the reasons you need a beam, you still want a beam. However, this is a solution to get through some of those really difficult, very difficult rooms that are opened up by Varia because Screw Attack pretty much will one-shot everything. So here we go. It's lights off for Spiffy. He's taking the death. He's taking the death. It was looking so good for Spiffy, but you get that Ridley at room 28 and you only have charge beam, it is not worth it. It is not, absolutely not worth it. It's just, you're probably just going to die, and Lunix gets gravity. So here we go. I mean, this goes to, it just goes to show, like, into Spring Ball, like, this is, one thing I will say is once you get gravity, it's very likely you'll end up getting the Spring Ball. As long as you take the right doors, the odds are extremely high. However, the seed was looking so poor at first for Lunix compared to Spiffy. And then suddenly it just turned around so quickly. Lunix in the commanding position, gravity plus screw is a very strong combination. He's going to be staying alive. Now, even though 95 HP is not that great, And sometimes topping off at this point is not really that big of a deal. However, this is a situation where Lunix will want to top off his health because with the gravity, he actually can tank a lot of things. You're essentially taking 25% of the damage as you would when you have no suit at all. So Varia is half, and then gravity is half of the Varia. So it's an incredibly powerful thing, and getting power bombs. So Lunix in a really good spot, but what Lunix really still needs, he still needs a beam, because if he gets a room like Pancake and Waivers, if he gets the room, Thread the Needle room in Meridia, where you have to kill a bunch of the pancakes, the cleanser room, right? It's not really that great if you have Screw Attack, because Screw Attack can be a little unreliable, because the moment you break spin or you land on the ground and something touches you on that frame, you are going to be in trouble. So either way, Lunix is getting some nice rooms right now. These rooms there's no real risk of death in the rooms that Lunix is currently in. But we saw with Spiffy, you get that Ridley, game over. If Lunix gets Ridley with P-Shot, that's game over. So here we go, that's a situation. There we go, we just saw it. Lunix was like, I need to Screw Attack this because that's the fastest solution. But he lands, one Puyo lives, and he takes a hit immediately. If he didn't have that gravity, he had no suit at all, that would have been lights out. So here we go. We have Lunix. Is he going to opt to get the clipping bonus? You know, honestly, with the gravity and Screw Attack, I almost feel like Lunix should not be going for this, because it is a race to 75, and these points don't really matter that much. I would much rather conserve my gravity plus Screw Attack if I was in a situation like this, because they are timing out, so even if you're gaining some time overall, you really kind of have to just go. So Lunix opting, look at that, the wraparound power bomb pretty much killing that. Lunix is kind of known for going for this parlor cleanser. I'm not really the hugest fan of it. However, he actually worked on some strats where the wraparound on the power bomb can kill some of the things. However, it is a little bit slow, but pre-room 50, it probably is maybe considered a little bit worth it. But there you go, 5,000 points. Also gets the quick Alcatraz and heads over. Meanwhile, we have Spiffy on New Bridge. It looks like he diverged a little bit because this is not a room he had in the previous race. But yeah, here we go. We only have about 35. The menu room, I don't think the menu's a one-shot Lunix at this point, and with Screw Attack, he's gonna be really sick. Oh, Lunix, be careful, be careful. Okay, so I think he could survive one more hit, but you do have to be careful here, and that's the power of gravity, being able to survive, because without gravity, he's absolutely getting one shot in that situation. All right, so Spiffy apparently started on the left side, and with that room 17 bomb to Rizzo, delaying that charge overall, that's looking really good for him. And Spiffy, well played, was able to just hold left in that room. Now, holding left in that room that Spiffy did will not work at higher speeds. You'll have to either spin jump or down back in that situation, but at pre-room 20, that's completely fine. You just hold left as you fall, hug the wall, and you'll be fine. Meanwhile, we have Lunix flying through these rooms. And I mean, the Screw Attack is about to run down, but he still has gravity. Gravity in these rooms it's just so powerful to take that path and get that beam. And right now, it's looking like Lunix is in a really, really good spot right now. All right, so Lunix getting, now here's the, Spiffy, don't fall into the acid. Spiffy takes one more dip in that acid, he's probably going to die. Now here's the thing, this boss in a race to 75 is bad for multiple reasons. It's fine, it's good, actually. I would argue that it's good in a regular sort of just time attack arcade, because ultimately it's a boss room. You are wasting 0 time. Spiffy getting the gauntlet, you are wasting 0 time and you're only gaining points. I think even if you're wasting your gravity, it's still overall going to be good. However, because Lunix doesn't have a decent beam here, and he's got that one super that you're not going to be able to get after you use it, because these spores don't drop supers. It's taking so much real time. I mean, a Lunix takes a hit there, he has to fire missiles. If he messes up this little missile Doppler on the second one, it's just another phase that he has to go through. So it's taking a really, really long time to get through it. And even though Spiffy took that death, he is currently on room 26 versus Lunix's room 46. So yeah, Lunix missing another cycle there. He's gonna have to shoot another missile, and this is not what you want to see in a race to 75. All right, so now we have Spiffy taking the right door, wants to get those beams, and Lunix finishes his fight, doesn't wait for the drops, just leaves. The moment you kill Spore, you can actually leave that room. And this is a bad room for Lunix. Bad room for Lunix. He could take one more hit, but if it's lights out, oh, get away, get away. He lives. The screw attack ran out, but only gravity. He only needs gravity. Oh, be careful, Lunix. Be careful. How does Lunix get through? How does he get through? Oh my God, he's bomb spreading. He's a genius. He's a genius. I've never thought of that. Oh my God, that was some insane tech to pull out. He had no option there because he had to use bombs to kill those, to kill the B-toms. And then he bomb spreads them. That's actually insane heads up thinking by Lunix. Extremely well played. Is rewarded with a boss, which is good in regular time attack. But once again, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. And Spiffy is gonna potentially catch up. No, but Spiffy gets crabs. He gets crab pleased. Get the crab pleases in chat. Unfortunately, that room, the timing can always be kind of odd because the crabs will kind of go on a different. Oh, Lunix has to be really careful because with just the regular charge, you actually have to. Oh. Okay, so I think with the gravity, Lunix was probably gonna need to save. But the problem there is you need to do a certain amount of damage to Kraid to make him stand up, and the regular charge beam is so weak that you can't actually do good damage here. This is gonna be a really long fight. It's gonna be a really long fight because the regular charge beam, what does it do? Like 80 damage? It's so weak. 60? I mean, I don't think Lunix is gonna die because he's got the power of the gravity suit. It's really good. But what he's trying to do here is farm the claws for a missile because the missiles do 100 a pop, and that's much stronger. Now, for anyone that's wondering how this Kraid fight kind of works in terms of the drops, you see how there's 2 claws flying around that you can kill? Kraid doesn't actually perpetually spawn new claws. He actually just respawns the same claw repeatedly, and one of those claws never drop an item. The other claw always drops an item. So if you see one claw flying around, and you kill the other claw, like, so if Lunix keeps killing the new respawn claw at this point, it will never drop an item. It's the bottom left claw at the moment that has the missile pack. So that's something to consider. It's if you're struggling on this fight, if one claw doesn't drop it, the other claw is dropping it. That's how it works. So this is a really, really long fight for Lunix because he only has the missiles and the charge shot just does no damage. This is how Kraid was meant to be fight. This is what Deer Force had and was this is the Deer Force vision right here. This fight right here. All right, so Lunix gets through. His gravity is now gone with the Spore Spawn and the Kraid fight. It's over. It's over. Gravity is gone. Lunix only has to get 24 more rooms, now 23 more rooms to win the match. But with the Various suit and with P-Shot, one bad room and it is over. So here we go. This is a good room, but at this point, Lunix really wants to make sure he's not accidentally touching an orb or something. That gravity is not going to be saving him, but gets the 10k points here. He's got plenty of time. Time is not going to be an issue for him anymore. It's just a matter of avoiding damage. Oh my gosh, that spine probably would have... he probably wouldn't have died to that spine, but it was always quite dangerous. So Lunix only has P-Shot, so he has to be a little careful. Might want to consider shooting a missile. Yeah, okay, 2 P-Shots or a missile. The problem is, if you kind of go quickly... Oh, Lunix, I think, might have forgotten that he actually has Speed Booster here. Could have opted to go for that, but instead it's going for bomb jumps here, which is completely fine. Meanwhile, Thomas kind of getting scammed, getting this Metroid room with no current ammo. So yeah, he's gonna have to mock under that and is approaching, and is not gonna be able to kill the Metroids for points. But here we go. We have another room for Lunix, 56 rooms. He only has 19 more rooms to go to claim victory for this game 1. And we will see Spiffy getting nice, quick, smooth bonus. And this is another room that, if you spawn from the other sides, can be a little bit dangerous because the flying multi-vehicles can get you. But here we go. What is he gonna get? Lunix finally finds a beam. So if he gets something like 3 Musketeers, he actually has a solution now. He's not gonna lose just like 4 minutes because that's kind of what would have happened earlier. Lunix is opting to go for the cleanser. I think one of the reasons he's going for this, I think he understands at this point he doesn't need the extra time. It's just additional risk. But he really likes going for this cleanser. It's like his favorite thing in the game. So Lunix opting to go for the cleanser. Just don't get hit by one of those random particles. It probably won't kill you, but be a little careful, Lunix. Here we go. And we have Spiffy. Ooh, nice little super shot to get the little 750 extra points along the way, getting that refill on that super on the crab. And Spiffy is going to be heading to the right door here. Meanwhile, we have Lunix, just 15 more rooms to go to claim victory in game 1, and this could be a very fast 1-0 if he doesn't get any more bad room. And right here, this is why it was so important that he got the wave beam, because if he did not have wave beam, this might have actually wiped out more than half of Lunix's time. I don't even know how many charge shots it's required to kill these guys. It might be in the realm of how many charge shots would it even be to kill these guys with just regular beams? It would probably take him at least like the 3 minutes. And what just happened? Room 21 Mother Brain for Spiffy. So Spiffy is actually getting a good taste of Super Metroid Arcade, getting Mother Brain, which is not something that he can do, not because he's not capable of doing it, but because the Mother Brain fight is probably the longest room and fight in all of Arcade. By the time he gets through it, if Lunix were to die, Lunix might even like be passing up Spiffy at that point. So Spiffy has to pass up on that Mother Brain 2 fight. Unfortunate, just takes the death. So right here, luck is not looking good for Spiffy. Gets Ridley, gets Mother Brain. I mean, you know, he'd probably be up for the challenge if it was a regular seed, but unfortunately that's not what you want in a race to 75. Meanwhile, we have Lunix. He still has to fade any difficult rooms for 14 more rooms. So this one wiped out a good. Ooh, Lunix, you're standing. Oh, get away! Lunix had a lot of time going in here, but lost at least a minute and a half going through that room. If he gets rooms like that repeatedly, it could be a little bit dangerous. So here, let's see. We have just 12 more rooms for Lunix. He's gonna take the gravity door at the top. Oh, don't fall in the ocean. Gotta be careful. That jump can be a little tricky. And here we go. We got the thread the needle room. This is a good room for points and time. However, this is not quite a good room for oh, you can see Spiffy. He's trying to get out of here with 64 HP because he doesn't want to follow the same seed he took in the past. Instead, but still, he just gets morph right away. So not quite what he wanted here. But here we go. We have Lunix clearing out. He's gonna get this cleanser real quick. Oh my God, Lunix, you gotta be careful. Lunix would have died if he took that hit. Walked forward, wanted to go a little bit quick, rushed it a little bit, and that was very, very spooky. Here we go. 9 more rooms for Lunix. So far, the seed has been treating him well, minus the Three Musketeers room. And Lunix gets screw attack! Gets screw attack! This is crazy. So Spiffy is struggling out here, getting some difficult rooms. Ends up taking a hit right there on the face hugger. Has to kill that one. This is one of the hardest parts of this room. Is he gonna go for the jump? He does go for the jump. And Lunix now gets Batoon. Okay, Lunix should know how to do this fight. However, there's one pattern that he needs to watch out for. It is the top left pattern on Batoon. This one you just morph. If Batoon spawns on the right hole, spawns on the bottom hole, Spiffy goes for the BT skip. Oh my gosh, Lunix, watch out. Almost didn't roll back to the corner in time, but Lunix did dodge the top left pattern. That is quite the difficult one. But yeah, Spiffy is he's just trying to do what he can to potentially catch up. But Lunix, it's pretty much up to Lunix to take a loss here. That's what happens. Oh, don't want to lay that bomb. You can get propelled up in the water and it can mess you up. Let's see if Lunix can get through this. And there we go. We have a right spawn on Batoon. And Lunix is now at the point past the 50% HP mark. And Batoon did not do a spit pattern. So now Batoon, Lunix going for an X-Factor strat. He might be locked out of any sort of attacking at any point. I don't know if any of those X-Factors are gonna collide, but Lunix is now going to be fighting Batoon, and this should be free. All he has to do is just jump and make sure the shots hit. Hopefully the stream doesn't go down here, but here we go. And one more shot for Batoon should do it, and that's it. So Lunix can opt to choose to take the right or left door here. It's kind of up to him. Choose to take the left door. With Ice Beam, the left door might be a little bit risky, but not in this case. So Lunix grabs the E-Tank, and he's only got 5 more rooms for this victory. Let's see if he can get it. Where is the Sova? Where is the Sova? The Sova is locked in that middle platform. He's going up and down in that spot. That's what happens at this room count. It's kind of weird, but yes, the Sova is locked right there, bottom left. Lunix opts to just go out the left door, and he only has 4 more rooms for victory. With the screw attack, he should be able to get through most rooms. And this is the attic. At this speed, it can be a little bit dangerous because ooh, watch out for that ghost right there. Yeah, the speeds at normally these things move very slowly. However, at higher speeds, they do kind of come at you. So here we go. Croc for Lunix, room 73. As long as he can get through this room and he gets through the next room, that means Lunix will win the first round of this best of 3. So far, it looks like the seed has been... Oh, Lunix, be careful! Be careful, don't let Croc hit you right there. That's a sketchy pattern. Oh, Lunix taking the hit. All right, only taking a little bit of damage, so he's fine. Oh, Lunix is definitely having some trouble here. He's trying his best. He should be able to do this. The swipe that Croc is doing, that pattern with the fireballs can always be a little bit dangerous. In Hundo, when you see that swipe, that's what you call being a little bit unlucky. There's a 75% chance he does not do that swipe, and a 25% chance that he does the swipe. So it's a little bit unlucky when you see the swipe happen, but obviously the Croc fight is kind of long. But here we go. Lunix gets through this fight. Will he opt to grab the E-Tank? Oh, Spiffy doesn't have a good beam to take care of that hopper, so Spiffy really kind of getting not good luck here. He's getting so many tough rooms without the equipment to take them, and it's just kind of unfortunate for him. So Lunix honestly having the polar opposite of a situation where he's getting good luck here. So that's just kind of the nature of arcade. That's how it works sometimes, and right now it's looking really good for Lunix. He is gonna go for the E-Tank. And Lunix, after getting through this room, has only one more room to seal the deal. But yeah, Spiffy is honestly kind of getting destroyed by RNG. And that is, you know, that's just how it works sometimes. The final room for Lunix takes the up door, and it's a Spore Spawn. Will Lunix be able to get through this fight? I think he'll be fine. This is honestly an incredibly good seed for Lunix, even in a normal time attack situation. Now, if Spiffy were to get a bunch of normal rooms and he was decked out, loaded, ready to take every single room, I actually think in this sort of mode, Lunix's seed may not have necessarily been the best. And even though he got this multiple screw attacks, he's getting these boss rooms and he wasn't challenged too much. One of the reasons I say that is because he got several bosses at this point. The Croc, plus these Spore Spawns, he's got the Kraid. Those are good time attack rooms, but they're not good for RTA. So yeah, as you can see, Spiffy, you know, had to take multiple deaths at this point. But Lunix is only still on room 74. Let's see if he can finish this fight off and to seal the deal for game number 1 in this best of 3 between Spiffy and Lunix. The charge beam is going to be one of the strongest beams. However, due to the way the charge beam works and the way that it waves, the hitbox, the wave beam charge, the hitbox on the shot is really jank. If Spore kind of spawns on the right side, you want to do a non-moving charge shot to the mouth, so that the wave sort of like shrinks before it hits the mouth. It's kind of jank. It's something you need to experiment with. But if you just had Spazer along with this beam, it'd be much easier to hit. Oh my god! Wait, Lunix has to be a little bit careful. Spore decides to spawn on the bottom left, right on top of Lunix. I think he's actually kind of scared at this point. He doesn't want Spore to open his mouth on him again, because that might actually put him in a really precarious situation. Okay, well, Lunix still, you don't really know where Spore's gonna open at this point because it was such a strange amount of damage at this point. But we'll see. Let's see if Lunix can get through this fight. The Spores are kind of getting in the way now. Oh my gosh, if Lunix was in the bottom left, that would have been it. But there we go. GG, Lunix with the quick game 1. With the quick game 1 on Spiffy. First to 75. That was crazy. That was crazy. Honestly, I gotta say, I think Spiffy kind of got screwed over a little bit there. That is kind of how it was. But that's just the nature of the game. And we still have more games to go. So GG to Lunix for round 1. Skill issue, says Spiffy. They're both ready. Here is the seed 55AB. Spiffy, how many rooms would you like for game 2? Oh yeah, he's salty. Oh, he's salty. What are we getting? 100. All right, we're doing it. Here we go. Countdown 10. Bam. Good luck, runners. Who will win game 2? 91,000 on Lunix, 85,000 on Spiffy. And the runners are now off. Let's go. All right, what are we seeing first here? We have Lunix and Spiffy heading to the right. Will they get the quick CWJ? Bam, Spiffy first try, Lunix first try CWJs. We have professionals here. These are some professional players. Rank 7, rank 9, immediate bomb Torizo. That is maybe a reason why they would consider maybe going left. One of the big reasons you want to go right is because all the good items are on the right side. So you do want that chance of getting like an early wave beam, spazer, speed, something like that. However, if you're getting an early bomb Torizo, which with morph will give you the early charge potentially, you just want to delay this as much as possible. It would maybe potentially make sense to just go left in the first door now that you have the information that right is just bomb Torizo. Here we go. Both players completely in sync. Lunix jumping through the door. Ooh, Lunix with the jump door. Okay, well, it was looking pretty sick at first, but then he kind of skyrocketed past it. Both players opting to just damage boost through. Only doing 15 damage in the beginning. Having to weave and dodge and weave is always a little bit slow. Now, we have 10 shots on these seahorses. And Spiffy's out of there. No, Spiffy. Okay, here we go. That's a tactical reset by Spiffy because this room is very, very slow. And Spiffy decided, you know what? I want to have none of that. Let's just take the left path. Maybe we get a better seed from here. Now, the reset does take a while because in the end, you did spend time fighting Bomb Torizo, and you already are in room 5. But yeah, Spiffy wanted none of that, decides to go left. Perhaps he doesn't, perhaps at this point, he just wants to be exploring the left seeds, because if you're exploring how the left seeds go, then you don't have to go off of the right seed at the beginning. But so far, it's looking kind of the same. And Spiffy, in the end, just gets Bomb Torizo right away. So maybe something to consider in the future is to just potentially take damage on Bomb Torizo. In this situation, I think Spiffy just wants to play it normally. However, if you choose to go right and you get the early BT, perhaps the best way to approach it is just to take some damage on BT and leave without full health, because then you might get a different room than an aqueduct and it spreads. But at this point, because Spiffy is technically on a different kind of situation with the seed, it's not quite the same thing if you were to damage here. So wants to probably heal up, and then if the left room is not favorable and subsequent rooms are also not favorable, then maybe he wants to take damage and go. So, alright, Lunix, Deja Vu, getting Bomb Torizo again. If you're wondering why that's the case, because Bomb Torizo, when you have bombs, and Bomb Torizo, when you don't have bombs, are considered different rooms. So that's why you're getting the repeat. Normally, I think rooms repeat after 32 rooms, so you're never typically going to see the same room after 32 attempts. That does not apply to the up and down doors because there's not as many up and down doors. But here we go. Lunix, try to be extra careful here. Is gonna, oh, be careful. Ooh, nice little strat from Lunix. Knows that's definitely a Lunix strat, going down the left and then angle shotting down. So opting to build up a little bit of time here and goes left. So meanwhile, we have Spiffy getting through that forgotten highway room, down the elevator, and we have Lunix on room 15 and Spiffy on room 10. Lunix now on room 16. Has Spiffy found morph yet? I'm not sure if Spiffy has morph. Well, he does now, so you know, both players kind of in the same boat at the moment. Lunix, moon falling down on the right side. Before room 20, before room 30 actually, you can just spin jump down the right, and if you hold right, you should be fine. But yeah, I'm not sure if Lunix has morph yet. And if he doesn't, then the seed that Lunix is on might actually in the end be kind of decent. So we'll have to see. Maybe the reset isn't panning out as well as Spiffy would like. So I think Spiffy might want to consider if you can get the clipping and not go all the way through. Okay, I think maybe that's what he was actually trying to do. The up doors are okay. Actually, the up doors are probably fine because you're not going to be finding that super is something you could have considered grabbing, but yeah, the up and down doors, yeah, I was gonna say they won't lead you to the charge room, so it's fine. At the same time, you need to go right because you need the beams, so kind of have to choose between what risk you're willing to take at this point. But yeah, Spiffy is going to go for these extra missiles right here, and he's gonna get that charge beam. I think at this point, you kind of maybe need to pick up some missiles on the off chance that you get Fantoon, because if we're being realistic, this is once again a race to 100. There is just a very high chance that these players are going to have to fight something like a Fantoon. with 100 rooms, so you kind of have to just be prepared for it when it happens. And so Spiffy is opting to pick up a few extra missiles because with no beam charge, I mean, even with the beam, if you have no missiles, Phantoon is actually just a complete disaster typically. But yeah, Spiffy is going to probably try prioritizing some right doors at this point. Is going to unequip those high jump boots. Lunix with the high jump boots perhaps doesn't know the smoothest way to get through this room damageless. Really wants to get through damageless so you get a lot of points at the end. But here we go. Spiffy gets that smooth, goes up to the right, and will he get something good? Nope, just gets another free right door. Lunix making sure he dodges the scam pirate on the right, shooting you from through the wall. And Spiffy is going to get another shot at a right door. Lunix will also be getting a shot at the right door, but he does have that spacer, so it's a little bit less important for him. As long as you have at least one beam, you really want to get more beams if possible, but this is acceptable. Lunix can kill these pirates at a speed at which he's not really losing time, and that's why. There's a lot of situations where if you just have P-shot, it's horrible. Like, Spiffy can't kill those pirates at a reasonable rate unless he uses missiles that he doesn't necessarily want to do. So he needs a beam of some sort, whereas Lunix could with the spacer beam. But there we go. Lunix has the speed booster now. Opts not to grab that E-tank. If I were Lunix, I would have maybe considered just laying a power bomb there to grab the E-tank, because this is kind of like a race to 100, and the extra E-tank, you kind of maybe want to build it up. In a regular time attack mode, you might not care as much because you welcome something like an early Mother Brain, and an early Mother Brain often will just end up taking all of your resources. Now Lunix has to be a little bit careful. He's probably gonna maybe lay a power bomb. No, he wants to conserve those power bombs. He's not gonna. Normally you can lay a power bomb there and kill a bunch of the gamers, that gives 750 each, but opts to save the power bombs for a situation that's more dire. Meanwhile, we have Spiffy's stream kind of lagging a little bit. Let's hope that it comes back. So we have audio currently on Lunix, and we'll see. There we go. Spiffy is now back. Small little hiccup. That's okay. We're back now, and Spiffy doesn't get the smooth through. I think he's gonna try it one more time. Lunix has to be careful. There is a crab right here. Now, oh my gosh! Almost jumps into the other crab. That one crab that you saw Lunix fly up with. That is the crab that you have to be careful, because that's the one that has erratic patterns depending on where, depending on the room you're on. So in that situation, room 3X's, the crab will actually immediately go up the tunnel. You might have seen in previous instances where people will wait on the crab thinking it'll go up, but it actually will gap skip, turn around, and then go up on the next cycle. So that's why sometimes you wait a little bit and you go, huh, he's not coming, and then you go and then he's waiting for you, because he actually circles around once and then goes up and then can get you sometimes. That's the one you have to be aware of. And then the next one you have to be aware of is once you fall down the little shaft, you have to take care of the crab that's coming from the left, and he only starts moving when the camera goes on screen. So Lunix, room 41, was able to dodge that morph and subsequently has a good beam, has full PRKD beam, as well as not having charge yet. So looking really good for Lunix, but Spiffy in a good spot right now as well. He's got the crate fight. Now this fight is okay. Spiffy probably, yeah, with this loadout, he's not gonna be able to get a quick kill on crate. However, this is not a bad fight. It takes some time, but Phantoon could potentially take several minutes. That's the difference here. So Spiffy is going to get as much damage. That's really good. He got as much damage as he possibly could have in that situation. So that's going to speed up the fight considerably. And what he wants to do now is just land some of these charge shots while he can, and then get the missiles from the claws right here. So that one should drop the missile. Oh, well played. One more charge shot to do the trick. Doesn't get the damage list, but honestly, for 100 rooms, it's probably okay, as long as he's not losing too much time here. Unfortunately, missing some of these charge shots. This last one should do the trick. And there we go. We have Spiffy getting through that fight. Meanwhile, we have Lunix in a really good position. This room, oh, misses the quick fall. Now that actually is worth a lot. It's worth 10,000 points. Because he didn't break it down the middle, he missed the free missile pack that he got on the right. So keep in mind, Lunix once again in a good spot. However, at this point, once he picks up that charge beam, obviously we've got 55 more rooms. He's gonna have to fade a really tough situation, but he absolutely can do it. Both players getting plasma, but Lunix's plasma at this point is going to be extremely powerful because he's got full wave, ice, and everything to go with it. All right, Spiffy picks up that secret. Keep in mind, this is a race to 100. Lunix employing the Beef Robber Spark, where he gets the not Plasma Spark bonus, which was 3,000, and makes it to the top with that Spark. And Lunix finally gets that Charge Beam. However, with this Plasma, Lunix is going to be in a good spot to fight a lot of bosses here. Now here's the thing, Fantoon, at this point of the game, if he gets it, it's still going to be hitting for him 120. That means he will get 2 shots, so Lunix is probably going to be focusing those left doors to avoid that potential Fantoon fight, because that's not what he wants. Alright, so Lunix is going to get this secret right here, is worth 3,000 points. Pick up the health along the way out, and he's gonna head left. Meanwhile, we have Spiffy. Let's see if he chooses to go down or right. He's just gonna head down. Will he get the quick Alcatraz? Looks like it. With that powerbomb lay, I kind of wonder if Spiffy is gonna go for the cleanser. Yeah, okay, so Spiffy is gonna go for the cleanser here. Lays the powerbomb. Now, I do kind of like the approach that Spiffy's taken here. He does it really quickly, yeah, and kind of does a little fadeaway shot with that Plasma, but keep in mind he now no longer has any power bombs, so if he gets into a situation like the menu room, he does have the wave Plasma beam shot, which is good, but yeah, there we go. He wants to pick up those extra power bombs just in case. Meanwhile, we have Lunix. He still has 48 more rooms to go. He does have that charge beam, so big fights are on the table. Is he gonna go right here? Yes, he's gonna go right. And Spiffy is gonna have to get through this room. Now you have to watch out for the farm bugs. You think the B-toms are dangerous, but it's not the B-toms, it's the farm bugs. Watch the farm bug, Spiffy! No! He gets hit by the farm bug. That's the thing. You always get worried. Room 46 for Spiffy. He's gonna start again. It's a race to 100. You always have to watch out for the farm bugs. That's what ends up killing you. The B-tom is kind of an imminent threat. Oh, Lunix taking a free hit there. You gotta be careful there. But it's the farm bugs that sneak up on you and will one-shot you, because at that point they're scaled so hard that they kind of just will always kill you. So anyway, we have Spiffy going to the right, opting for the fast bomb chorizo, and we have Lunix just making his way through with this full beam combo, prioritizing the left up and down doors. Now, at this point, with this sort of lead, I think if Lunix gets Croc or Spore Spawn, as you see right here, it's probably fine, because he can take things a little bit slower. Now, if you're wondering why Lunix opted to take off the wave beam here, it's because in the end, this beam combo specifically is strong enough to actually one-shot Spore Spawn. And if you use this, if you have wave beam, the hitbox is so large that sometimes it gets eaten by the Spore Spawn beam. But this beam shot is so thin that there's typically no issue. So it's just an easy way that you don't have to deal with weaving the shot in and making sure that the small hitbox hits him. So here we go. We have Thomas, or Spiffy Thomas, heading over and doing this fight. It's slow. It's what he reset before, but this time he chooses not to reset it. And Lunix has to watch out for that POAMP hit. Makes it through. Lunix is going to pick up his extra super missile. And Lunix has 40 more rooms to go to finish this game 2. Alright, Lunix is opting to do a KPDR strat. Nope, he's actually going left. He was thinking about going right, but realizes I actually want to go left in this situation. Alright, so here we go. We have Lunix entering the wreck ship. The wreck ship main shaft is going to take the up door. Will not be seeing, I think within just the span of 2 rooms, I don't think he's going to be seeing Spore Spawn. I don't know what the exact room reset counter is. Oh, that secret down there that is in the bug farm is an easy way to die. It's absolutely an easy way to die if you're not careful. Lunix has to be careful with that beam. Yeah, because Plasma is a little sketchy in this room, and the reason for that is it actually takes 2 hits to hit them, and when you hit something with Plasma, it sort of like makes them it gives them iframes. So sometimes you run through and you shoot 2 Plasmas thinking it's gonna do something, but they're not really like dead at the moment that you get there. Lunix has to get through this, take this hallway pretty seriously. Oh god, no, Lunix! And that's why you're so used to that room in the early game. When you're playing, if you're a speedrunner like Lunix, Spiffy also does speedruns, right? You see that game, you see that room early game, and the bugs, they don't hurt you. They do no damage, right? But at this point, the way arcade scaling works is the farm bugs kind of just start one-shotting you no matter how much health you have. And the thing is, when you are taking hits, in the Vile Plumes, you can take a hit from a farm bug just respawning on top of you. So the moment you fall in there, it's extremely dangerous, and sometimes the bugs from the left will fly underneath the map and kind of clip you in the face while you're in the Vile Plume, and you have to just start spamming shots. Otherwise, like, you might just die. So Lunix got into a precarious situation and just immediately died because of a farm bug. So goodbye, Lunix. You are now back at square one, and Spiffy is now at room 19 and is, you know, technically in the lead. So here we go. This seed so far has been, I think, quite decent for both players. So I think it's actually kind of a big deal that Spiffy is ahead by this many rooms with such a big advantage, because Lunix had a very comfy loadout. It was looking like he was in a really good situation, but unfortunately, that's the nature of arcade. The volatility to just die in one shot to anything, you gotta be careful. So Spiffy approaching this room very carefully, wants to make sure he gets the damage list. And there we go, very, very heads up by Spiffy to do that extra wall jump, not to get scammed by the pirate on the right. And let's get that audio over to Spiffy. All right, Lunix with 46 HP opts not to refill his health there. So I wonder if that's something that Lunix remembered, because it is only room 7. Because with 46 HP, if Lunix refilled there, I don't think he would have gotten that same room with the ice beam. So that is something to consider. But he gets the high jump boots. One of the problems with high jump boots is it actually unlocks Batoon hallway with the E-tank. Sometimes some of you may know that as the Oats room. It's the one that you basically lose an incredible amount of time. There's a secret, but it doesn't really make up for the time lost. And not only that, real time is something that kind of matters. In a race like this. So high jump, high jump obviously will speed up rooms. Oh my God, Spiffy, be careful! Don't get crab pleased there. High jump, although it does speed up rooms because you do jump higher, it does save quite a bit of time. It does introduce a bad room. Introduces a few bad rooms actually, because a lot of suitless. Okay, so this Spiffy, got to be careful. So Spiffy is shooting down. And that crab running on the right, that's the global crab. The other crab on the left, you won't have to worry about that one. It's not coming back at you. Once it goes off screen, it's not moving. But it's that one crab that you gotta worry about that was running away from him. And depending on how fast you fall, it can be in a very weird spot. We've got the nice trumpet music on Spiffy's gameplay right now. And we have Lunix with only 29 HP. He's kind of in a bad situation right now. But all right. Spiffy now grabs that space jump, and Lunix gotta be careful. Avoids all that. I don't think he would have died. The metal pirate, not the metal pirates, the Turian escape pirates actually do very little damage. That's just how they were programmed in. I guess Deer Force doesn't want you dying to them randomly at the end of the game. So even with the 10x, the room 10 damage scaling, he probably would have been fine. But Spiffy now just getting that bomb. So room 34, now just getting that room morph. Room 34 morph is I would say a pretty good timing. He delayed it for quite a good amount of time. Now, Spiffy, yeah, he wants to avoid that one so that he can lay the power bomb here. And right now, so he does not have charge. Okay, Spiffy could have opted to try to jump over that boulder. And if he was feeling particularly brave, he might have considered it. But the safest play by far is to just bait the boulder out and let it go. Because if you miss the jump, lights out. The boulder will absolutely have killed him. So Spiffy is going to make sure to take care of these hoppers. Oh, God. I think he might have survived, but the room 30 damage scaling it kind of ramps up at this point. So I would have been a little spooked there. Now, this spark that Spiffy's doing, one of the problems with it is it doesn't take care, of this hopper that's coming on the right. Ah! Ah! Okay, he's good. So I'm a little scared. Oh God, Spiffy, be careful. Okay, gets 2 health. All right, so there you go. The damage from the little flies, that looked like it was 78 damage. Because I think he went down from 99 to 21, so 78 damage, but didn't die. Absolutely getting me scared right there, though. But yeah, okay, charge. Taking the right door, it's a little bit of a risk. You could get rewarded with a wave beam, but you could also get, no, Spiffy! Spiffy! He thought, What happened there? I think he thought that he was able to. I think he thought he was gonna get his short charge in time to kill everything there. I believe that's what he thought. Unfortunately, didn't quite get it. So it takes the death. Yeah, he short charged it. Unfortunately, the blue did not come in time and ran right into the crab. So now we are back at Lunix. Lunix with the room that I was talking about previously, where you get that high jump. This is what it kind of happens when you get high jump and morph. You can get this room. Now, something I learned recently from Idle Child. Idle Child shared this information with me, but this room has 4 doors, right? 2 of them are inaccessible because the sand pits at the bottom left, they're blocked off. So the way that it's actually coded in is instead you have 2 additional right doors in like the pool of doors. So if you take a left door, there's technically 3 of that room in the pool on left doors. So that's something to remember and consider. It's kind of a little bit of a scam. Obviously there's a lot of doors in this room, so it's not exactly how it works, but that's something to consider when you take a left door. You do have a decent chance of getting that room, more so than if you take the right door. We're at Lunix. This is always a dangerous room. The easiest way by far, this room, when you do have power bombs, is quite good. You saw Lunix made sure he kind of bounced and stayed when the power bomb was exploding. He made sure he like bounced so that he stayed. Now the bounce is not important in and of itself. But you have to actually stay on screen for a little bit after the power bomb explodes to ensure the second part of the power bomb damages and kills the big hoppers. If you blow up the power bomb and you immediately fall down to grab the power bombs on the bottom left, you might think that's the efficient way to do it. However, you will miss out on the damage from the from the final parts of the power bomb, and it won't double hit, and the hoppers will still be alive. So that's something to consider. That's why we kind of all bounce before we bounce on the platform below and then go down, to maintain that double hit down there. All right, so Spiffy picks up that high jump boots, picks up the spazer, is kind of taking the route that everyone's taken before. It looks like you typically go, Lunix going for that risky moonfall off the bat. That is a KPDR strat that you could do. It is an option, and Lunix is opting to lay a power bomb. Okay, I think he got 3 kills right there for the cost of power bomb, 1,500 points, and yeah, there we go. So Lunix immediately shooting Shaq Tool in the foot right there and gets a double kill. You saw the 2 3,000s. Now, unfortunately, because he doesn't have that super for Shaq Tool, which is definitely worth it, he has to go through this room quite slowly. Now, Lunix is going to have to think about how to approach this. I don't know if he has that speed booster. He does not. So he's probably going to lay these power bombs to get through this room. Otherwise, it's very slow. I think he could probably could actually maybe damage boost through the pirates, but it is a little bit risky. Well, there you go. He would have been able to damage boost through 1 time because it would have hit him for about 60 damage and he would be at 16 HP. Now he no longer can do that for sure. And there's one more pirate he's got to deal that can take care of over here. He's going to lay a power bomb to get through. Unfortunately, he's going to be... That means he's out of power bombs, and they're very useful. This is one of those situations where they can speed you up. Is he gonna go for the secret? No. You can steal the secret. It's like baseball. You know, you steal the base. You can steal the secret from that top pirate. You can basically tap him on the butt and get out of there, and you will make it in time. However, Lunix decides it's not worth the risk. I'm not gonna do it. It is worth a lot, but chooses not to do it and moves on. He thought about it though. You saw he was like looking at it. He jumped up there and said, "No, I'm not taking this risk. Not at room 36 when I have a 15 room lead on my opponent." But yeah. I mean, here you go. Anything can go. Anything can go. Lunix still has 63 more rooms to go. This is a room to 100. To get to 100 and 1 good run is not necessarily expected. Thomas has to get through X-Way Hall. He can probably survive a waiver hit. Yes, he can survive another waiver hit. It looks like the waivers are not hurting that much. Only hit him for about 30 damage or so. And these fire fleas do very little damage. He cannot touch the spike. Okay, now he can touch the spike 1 time, but there you go. You saw him take the damage from the fire flea. That's not dangerous because with the iframes, you can touch the spikes and you're fine. Just do not touch the spikes at that stage when you only have 99 HP because they hit for 60 when you have no suit. All right, Lunix managed to get his way up there, up the way in plasma. So I was rewarded with the plasma beam. Let's see if he does his strat. Yes, he's gonna fall down. He looks like he angle shots. This is a Lunix strategy. Everyone else has different strategies, but it looks like Lunix has developed his own strat for this. Gets a lot of points in the process and goes down. It looks like a good one, probably worth stealing. And Lunix is gonna take care of this one Metroid. Oh, Lunix! Lunix! Oh, he's dead. He's dead. He is gone. Once you sink in there, it's so hard to get out. There is a way to get out of there, but usually you'll probably take a few spike hits, and that is lights out for Lunix. When you fall in the sand pit, you need to make sure not to start wiggling back and forth, because the moment you fall through, you're gonna KO through into the sand, and you are you're almost certainly done in arcade. Tom is going ahead and YOLOing through in celebration of that death from Lunix, it looks like. Nice YOLO from Spiffy. And here we go. Lunix is going to go ahead and deboost through here. And another difficult room. Oh, no. Thomas actually has space jump. So here we go. It's good. Oh, don't take the hit. That, if Spiffy gets fully damaged by the Metroid, that will probably one-shot him. So has to be careful. It takes a while for them to start damaging, but if you don't kill them right away, that will one-shot. They do so much damage in the actual game. So yeah, Spiffy with 99 HP, it's tough. You know what we need in here, guys? You know what we need? Oh, okay, so Thomas at this point, he can just run through. Yeah, okay. He's gonna go for the secret. Okay, he is gonna go for the secret. This is a little dangerous because the spikes will hit him for 60. But gets the secret. Okay. He actually does want to build up some time because 2 minutes and 33 seconds, it's a little bit low for someone like Spiffy. He wants to be building time here if possible. So just being a little extra cautious. And here we go. He does have a beam. He's got some power bombs. He's gonna opt to instead just phaser all these pirates and just grapple them. Now everything in here gives you 750 points. So even though it looks like you're kind of going slow, in the end, the points that you're gaining is pretty solid. So it's not that bad of a room, especially pre-50. But you got to be a little careful here. Those gamers don't really hurt too much, but you don't want to take any excess damage when you only have 99 health and you're in the room 3x multiplier. What we need here for these players, they need a reserve. That's what these players are really looking for. Once you start getting into the realm of going beyond 75 rooms, you kind of really need a reserve because, I mean, we saw Lunix falls in Hellway one time. Ooh, Lunix opting to go up and left, so he's trying to diverge a little bit from here. But what we saw is Lunix just makes one small mistake. He was completely decked out. Everything was looking good, but he did not have a reserve. And what that means is just one small mistake, like falling in the Hellway, a bug hits you, lights out, and I think when you're starting to try to go for 100 rooms, you kind of really want to get that, you really want to get that reserve to make sure that you have that extra life in case something bad happens. Now, Thomas, I don't know if he likes getting this normally. This is a decent room. It's one of the rooms that I think you may have seen people get or not get in the beginning. The thing is, it's slow real time and it's slow overall, but you get this 2000 secret and you kill a bunch of the fish and you kill some Puyos on that Spark Ogre. So even though the room takes a long time, you get a decent refund, plus you get the E-Tank. And I think in the situation that Spiffy's in, where he's got 42 rooms and Lunix has just took the recent death, I think it makes sense to grab that extra, E-Tank to make sure you have a little bit extra survivability. All right, so Spiffy gets that ice beam. That means the Metroid rooms, I think without a super, the Metroid rooms might not necessarily be on the table. Perhaps if he had some extra ammo, but maybe not with, I think without ammo is not on the table yet, but the ice beam is one more step to the logic. And is Spiffy, he tried to YOLO through and he's down back and through. That's a funny one. All right, so room 47 now for Spiffy. Room 20 for Lunix. Ooh, nice dodge from Lunix. That's hard. When you enter this room from the right, from on Lunix's side, it's really, really hard to actually just dodge the first shot on the on the pirates. But wow, excellent moonfall for Spiffy. That is not easy to do. That's a nice little trick, but very well played by him. That just shows us how on point his mechanics are. And oh, Spiffy's got to be careful. If he sparked there, that might have actually gotten him killed with the Sova hit. So we are now at room 49 for Spiffy. And now we are at room 50. So the multiplier has increased. A lot of things are gonna be killing him at this point. This is a dangerous room. Gotta be careful. He's laying the power bomb. He doesn't want to mess with this. He does not want to mess with this. There still might be a pancake down there. Oh, he's scared. Okay, looks like the pancake was taken care of. There's these 2 pancakes. The one that Spiffy just took his time on, that's always a spooky one. Oh, nice immediate flatly jump from Spiffy. There you go. That just goes to show you can see that this guy kind of knows his tech. That flatly jump, that turnaround jump along the right, where you actually kind of you fall a little bit and then you jump up. That he first tried that. Really well played by Spiffy. All right, so Lunix is gonna try to get these extra missiles for himself, and we are now at room 52 for Spiffy. He's got 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock, so the time is not looking super great, and he's no longer getting 40 seconds per 10k points. He's now getting 30 seconds. So the time could be a problem if he takes the rooms too slowly at this point. And he's not going to be getting a huge, the extra 10 seconds that he would get if he was before room 50. So Spiffy has gotta go, he's gotta go kind of fast, but he still needs that reserve. Otherwise he could be in some trouble here. So here we go. Spiffy's gotta take his time to get through this. And Lunix gets speed booster. All right. Spiffy holds the charge for the next room. Oh my god, Spiffy, be careful. Almost ran into the gamer. He's going to go for the parlor cleanser. Now, if you saw where Spiffy laid that power bomb, you might think, how did that Ripper not spawn? How did Spiffy kill the Ripper? Now, it's just, there's something funny about this parlor room and certain things. Oh, does Spiffy? Okay, I think Spiffy, Spiffy's gonna go out the right. So there's one last gamer here for the cleanser. But yeah, if you lay a power bomb somewhere in the bottom quadrant, that Ripper at the top actually ends up dying. That's the problem with that room. One of the issues with that room typically is you have to deal with 2 Rippers in the parlor room to get the cleanser. So that means you either have to use a super or you have to use a power bomb to kill them. So yeah, just have to make sure that you take care of all those Rippers that require having a super or power bomb to kill. That's kind of the issue. So, I just realized I thought Spiffy had charge, but he does not. So what that means is you got 58 rooms without charge. Okay, well, that just means that he has to fade a boss still for at least 42 rooms. Honestly, I think he might welcome Kraid. If he can get Kraid, he might need the extra points because he's only got 1 minute 40 seconds left on the clock. So it's actually not looking too good. I would say if Spiffy got the room that Lunix has, it might not actually be bad because even though he's losing some real time. Okay, so this is where Spiffy would, don't do the spark. Oh, he's doing the spark. It's gonna hurt. Oh my goodness. Okay. I was a little spooked by that because we're at room 60. And I don't know if Spiffy would have necessarily survived. Oh god, Spiffy's gotta be careful. He's gotta be careful. Spiffy, oh my god, take this slowly, please. There's 3 waivers he has to worry about. He has to take care of this fire flea, but there's 3 waivers that they're moving when they're off camera. So he might have to wait for that. I don't know if he's killed the fire flea. He's gotta take care of the fire flea as well. So Spiffy's just spamming. Okay, so I think he took care of one of the waivers. We don't know where the other waivers are right now. That fire flea was still alive. The one waiver is right here. There's still one. Oh my goodness. So I think he was able to freeze one. There's still one rogue waiver and he cannot take a spike hit. Where is the waiver? We don't know where it is. We don't know where the waiver is. It might be stuck at the bottom of this room. Okay, he's good. He makes it through. 34 HP, room 62. This is a free room, but Spiffy also, with the time that he lost in that room, has a minute left. I don't think he has time to go for these missiles. I think he actually has to go. I don't know if he should have even taken this left side. I think maybe going up the top and to the right may have been the more wise choice here, because to get through 38 more rooms with the time that he has, it could potentially be a problem. It could be a problem. Now, he's got 7,500 points, so only needs 2,500 more points to get the bonus. So he might choose to, yeah, he's gonna choose to kill these guys because he wants to get the points. And there we go, we got the plus 30 bonus for Spiffy. We're now in room 64. He's gonna do the angle shot from here to perfectly set this up for the free clipping. And just has to make sure, getting jumbled up here. Oh, Spiffy. Gotta be careful. The ghost might be spawning sometime soon, so you need to, yeah, you gotta make sure that ghost doesn't spawn on top of you, because it absolutely can happen. So taking the right door, only 49 seconds for Spiffy, and he's gotta be careful. Okay. Oh, Wise uses the waiver as a platform to get to the cack to kill it and quickly gets that cleanser. Very well played. That's plus 30 seconds. Very, very strong play from Spiffy showing up right here. Now this is quite a difficult room. It's a little bit tricky. You just got to be careful. Man, if grapple fails you on that shot right there and you land on the crab, it's one of the worst ways to die. Now, there's a few ways to approach this. Just know that the Mario Kart crab is running up the right side right now. Oh, I don't think you should get this because the crab is coming. The crab is coming. He dodges it. Oh my God, Spiffy. That is why the crab that spawns at the bottom left of this room is racing up the right side. And the moment he went for that secret, I actually thought he was dead, but he avoids it. I was for sure thought he was gonna die there. That was insane. Meanwhile, Lunix is at room 150 or 51, so he's actually kind of catching up to Spiffy at this point. So free super for Spiffy. That's always useful. Believe it or not, it helps on the Fantoon fight. If you get into a situation where you have to multiple enrage Fantoon to stay alive, that's sometimes how you got to do it. All right, so Spiffy running through. He has 45 seconds left. 30 more rooms for Spiffy. He can do it. Oh, this is not the room that he wants. How many points does he have? 3,000 points. If he gets the secret, he gets 3,000 points. Then he kills the 4 worms that I believe give 500 apiece. It's not enough. I think he's gonna have to get the secret. He's gonna have to jump up quickly. He's gonna have to make sure he kills all the worms in the process, and then he has to pick up a quick 2,000 points in the next room in order to reach the next time point. So here you go. You see Spiffy. He's making sure he just blasts that power bomb so he can just run through as fast as possible. So he gets through the room. Okay, he's gonna get 500 points for the room. He needs to pick up 1,500 more points quickly in order to get through this room. He needs some high value points. This is what he's looking for. This is what he's looking for. Absolutely amazing room for Spiffy. He doesn't want to take the slow though, because he only gained 30 seconds and he has so many more rooms that he needs to go, so he needs to pick it up. That's the thing. These runners, I don't think typically will be running out of time at room 70, but it's just the combination of like having to make sure you don't die because you want to keep the run. But there we go. I mean, so many points gained for Spiffy right there, and that's exactly what he was looking for. But it's still game on. 43 seconds for Spiffy. He's got 28 more rooms to go. And Lunix, honestly, this might be a good room for him because at this point, it's more about relying on Spiffy dying potentially. So maybe this room is actually good. I'm not sure. Ooh, Spiffy gets that Various suit. All the bad rooms potentially are in order now, but he's got to go fast. 30 seconds left on the clock. He's racing against the clock, and he needs to get to 100, or else he needs to start over. All right, pancakes and waivers. Remember, Spiffy also doesn't have a reserve. If you have a reserve, you can play carefree, you can go fast, knowing that if you make a mistake, you have that 1 extra life, and you can refill it. But Spiffy's not in a position that he can necessarily do that, so he has to be a little careful. Now, this room is actually pretty decent because you get a lot of points along the way, along the climb. So 8,300 points. 1,700 points, Metroid room 2. This is really good, as long as he doesn't make a mistake and die. Oh God, be careful, freeze the Rinka. He doesn't have any supers anymore, so he just has to missile them. But each of the Metroids give 2,000 points. It's quite a bit. Watch out, it's spawning. Oh my gosh, Spiffy had to be careful. If you don't kill the Rinka with Ice Beam, they respawn very quickly, and I thought he was gonna land on one. He did not. 20 more rooms to go. This room should be free. Is he gonna farm the super? No, he's not gonna farm the super. 40 seconds. He's gotta go. He's gotta go. Will he lay a power bomb here? Okay, this is the safe way to do it. You just lay the power bomb, kill the 2 ouches, so you don't have to worry about them poking your foot and instantly killing you, because they hurt a lot. They're aptly named ouch. Watch out, Spiffy. There is a fish coming from the left. Deals with the top fish with the power bomb. Well played, but no longer has any power bombs. If he gets something, Spiffy needs to farm. He needs to farm because you need a super to get out of this room. Gets 2 supers quickly. Really well played. Now Spiffy has to make sure the grapple on the second part, he makes it all the way to the right. If he doesn't, he's gotta swing. He's gotta swing. Okay, great. If he didn't make that one, there's a pit of worms at the bottom that are all ready to one-shot you. Oh, no, this is a bad room. With 30 seconds left, he gets the back of Gauntlet. Is he gonna go for the spark? No, he's just gonna go. I think he has to go for the spark. He doesn't have time. He can't just bomb through. Okay, so here we go. He's gonna go for the spark. Well played. All right, now he's gotta lay the power bomb here. He's gotta lay the power bomb. He can't waste any time in the cycles. Spiffy has to get. He's got 16 more rooms to go, but he only has 10 seconds. But he gets the bonus, so he's at plus 30. He can get a power bomb refill here. Just kill these guys. They're guaranteed, pretty much guaranteed. No, he misses the power bombs. He really wanted those. Oh, but here we go. It's another power bomb refill. It's a power bomb refill. Gets the power bombs back. 15 more rooms to go. It's the menu room. It's the menu room. Follow the power bomb down as they kill. And well played by Spiffy. He's gonna go through. Does he just lay the power bomb here to kill a bunch of the ouches that give 1k each? Nice. Okay, so that with that menu kill, he got another plus 30. This room does give you a lot of points. Oh, almost gets that jumps. 40 seconds left. He's at room 87, and it's Mother Brain. It's Mother Brain. He has to do it though. He has to do it. Now this is weird for Lunix. He knows that his opponent has to do an extremely long fight right now, but he also is 22 rooms behind. So how do you approach this? Do you play safely? Do you just go quickly? What do you do? But what Spiffy cannot do right now is he can't reset. He has to take this. He has to take this fight. And he's gotta go quick. And it's not an easy fight. He doesn't have a reserve. Oh my gosh. Let's see it. Spiffy's gonna have to break all the Zebs. At room 80, a lot of things are killing him at this point. Oh no, no. He's getting out of here. Don't, no, the bullet. The turret got him. No, and Spiffy dies at room 87, the Mother Brain. Oh, so unfortunate. Lunix at room 69 is gonna continue on, but Spiffy does not manage to get to room 100 with the Mother Brain. That's the risk you take. When you are going for a race to 100, there's a pretty solid chance you're gonna get something like a Mother Brain or a Ridley. And it's just so hard. It's so hard to get through those rooms. If Spiffy, and Lunix gets Ridley. Lunix gets Ridley. He only has Wave Beam. This is such a difficult fight. He's got 5 supers. He's got 5 supers, but he has to fight Ridley with basically 1 hit. I don't even know if a fireball, I don't even know with the E-tanks that Lunix has, I don't think he can even survive a fireball shot. So here we go. We have Lunix falls in the fire. Oh my gosh, this is I don't know if that honestly makes that much of a difference. Whoa, really, where are you swinging that tail? Be careful. Back into the pogo. So many more shots to go with just wave. I believe it might be, is it, how many shots is this fight? It's a 100 fight shot, I think. If Lunix had some extra beams, it would be good, but normally with full PRKD beam, it's a 100 beam shot. With wave, I think it's 100, yes, 150 per shot. So this is a 120 shot fight minus the excess DPS he has from the missiles and the supers. And that's it. Getting hit by the fireball. Incredibly difficult fight. Lunix falls, but there you go. Race to 100. This is what you guys asked for. You run the risk of getting Ridleys and Mother Brains, these hard fights that you had to deal with. In a way, the Mother Brain fight could have been okay for Spiffy. And the reason is he was really struggling for that time. And if you need time, there is no greater room than Mother Brain. If you can get through the whole thing hitless, you're getting 21,000 points. That would have been an immediate extra minute for Spiffy to kind of cruise through that room 100. But unfortunately, when you have effectively, what, you have like 2 E-tanks worth, 1 E-tank, 2 arcade E-tanks, and 1 effective E-tank in vanilla. It's just so hard to get through that fight with all the turrets just trying to basically mow you down as you're going back to the right. Oh, so here we go. Back to square one. we're pretty much, it's pretty much a wash. We have, oh, so there you go. Spiffy employing some nice little tech right there, doing a quick clipping. You don't have to go all the way through, you just have to clip a little bit, and then you get the bonus. And what Spiffy did there is, instead of taking the up door, he wanted to take that right door, so he got the quick bonus, and then he just went to the right. But here we go, we got charge beam room for Spiffy. Now that both players have died and reset, I'm sure they're gonna be playing a little bit faster and looser. Especially Spiffy, because I feel like until you sort of get into this situation where you run out a ton of, when you're actually running out of all this time in room 80, you kind of realize I actually, in fact, should not have maybe skipped some of those things in this sort of race, because it actually put me into time pressure late in the game. So here we go, we have Spiffy, we have Lunix. I'm sure now that they know it's reset, going ahead and just kind of playing more like themselves. I'm sure that loosened them up a little bit too, but here we go. The game has effectively started. Game 2 is effectively restarted again. Spiffy getting that charge at room 15. I think was able to basically avoid that for like 40 rooms in the previous seed, in the previous path, but not this one. All right, so Spiffy going ahead, killing all the little Zeelas and the flyer here. And Lunix identifies the Meridia crab tube and jumps back out to the right. And this is a nice optional room. Spiffy could have immediately left this room, but one of the nice things about actually doing this room is you do kill the pancake along the ground. So that gives you 750 points, and then you get that secret over there, which gives you 2,000 more. And if you do the room, the nice benefit is it's not too hard to do casually, I would say, or not casually. It's not too hard to do quickly, optimally. And you get a super and a missile as a reward. And super missiles, honestly, like here we go, that super, in terms of real time, saves them a lot of time here. It's a lot better. So Lunix gets the big hopper room. Unfortunately, with the equipment that he had, he decided, you know what, this is difficult, takes the hit, dies, and it's off to the next, off to the next attempt for Spiffy. Now this is kind of tricky. Like, I don't know exactly how the seeds and the pathing works at the end, but we had 2 routes going into past room 50, and Lunix got Ridley and Spiffy got Mother Brain. So getting to room 100 in the seed could potentially be kind of difficult. We'll have to see. Oh, Spiffy with the charge shot Batoon. This is a long fight, and you have to constantly avoid the top left pattern. Once again, P-shot, this is why you don't want to be caught in a room without P-shot. Now, that being said, Spiffy does have a 22 room advantage. So, that's always good, and wow, look at that play, is able to land all the missiles and the super on that pattern, but has to make sure that he survives this fight. Mainly, the main thing he has to remember is the top left pattern. He has to avoid getting hit by the top left pattern until he gets blocked. Oh my god, Spiffy went really far right on that one. If Batoon chose to fly out of the hole, he could have been in trouble. Oh, Batoon is not making it easy for Spiffy. And here we go, a few more hits. I think maybe if he gets one more hit off and Batoon does not go... That's why, until you get Batoon under the 50 and you know he's no longer going to spit, you don't want to jump. You don't want to jump until Batoon peeks his face out. And the reason for that is because Batoon looks at where Samus is and then decides how to do the spit pattern when he spawns in. And because Spiffy was mid-air when the spit pattern happened, Batoon actually did a spit from that normally safe location that covered the bottom left corner for Spiffy. So Spiffy takes that death, and Lunix is now ahead, but it's effectively a wash. We're at 7-3. This has been the most intense game 2 I've seen in a while. This is a tough seed. It's tough seed. All right, so Spiffy taking care of Bomb Chorizo, and Lunix does not have Morph. Oh god, Lunix takes a hit from the pirate. Pre-level 10, he did survive. And Lunix might be dead here. He does not have Morph. He thought he had Morph, so he was trying to lay the bomb. 6 shots to kill these Key Hunters. And he really needs to clip the wings of this last Key Hunter. If he doesn't clip the wing, the Key Hunter can swoop and get him. Oh! But only doing 10 damage because it's room 10, so the multiplier has not kicked in because technically the room count starts at 1. So 11 is when the room multiplier kicks in. So there we go. Lunix does survive the key enter hit. I think he would have died. Maybe he would have lived, but yeah, he could have been in trouble if he didn't survive that next one. But what we do know is now that he has 14 HP and he's beeping, there you go. In the end, it was all a big brain manipulation to get that wave beam, probably arguably the best beam. So hats off to Lunix for intentionally manipulating the game into giving him that wave beam at room 13. In terms of damage, wow, Lunix is fully loaded now. That's maybe arguably the best beam you can get early game. The way that the damage scaling works for at least Phantoon is every 10 rooms, the damage increases by 50%. Now, and it's not multiplicatively, it's additively. So, or maybe I got that reversed. But basically, Phantoon does 40 damage base. And if you get to room 11, Phantoon now does 60 damage. And then when you go to room 21, Phantoon does 80 damage, right? Because he does 40 damage base. Now the thing is, all the enemies do scale differently. So it's not consistent across the board across all enemies. Once you get to like room like 50, you'll quickly see that the farm bugs kind of start just one-shotting you all the time. So a lot of the enemies in the game that are typically less dangerous end up being like the most dangerous in the later game. So if Lunix can remember what path he took right now, this is not a good room for him. He's gonna lay the power bomb so he can go quickly. Nice, skips that first cycle, very well played by Lunix. Probably wants to save the power bomb for the end, or if he can, just potentially not use the power bomb. But yeah, if Lunix can remember how he took this path with when he took the damage, he might want to consider actually taking the same path again, because he got loaded, he got hooked up with all the beams really early. So whatever path that Lunix took right now is a very, very strong path. Not only that, gets an E-tank. So 2 E-tanks, incredibly strong beam combo. I don't know if anyone caught exactly how Lunix went this path, but it's a very good one for this seed, I think. Does he still not have morph? He might still not have morph. You know, we have Spiffy clearly with morph and bombs, gets that charge at room 16. So yeah, Lunix is in a really good spot right now. Doesn't have that speed booster though. All right, so Lunix now with the ice, full PRKD beam for Lunix. And what does Spiffy have? Oh, Spiffy's struggling out here. He's got that pea shooter. I mean, he's got the speed booster now. Lunix does not have the speed booster, and that is one of the better items. Okay, so Lunix definitely did have morph. Now has that charge beam, so bosses are on the table. Spiffy, at least at this point, getting Billy Mays, 2 extra missiles. That's always gonna be a nice one. And here we go. Let's see what the seed has in store for both players. Spiffy wants to be taking these right doors if possible, because he definitely wants some beams. So this is kind of an unfortunate room without any power bombs. Is just gonna have to go through as fast as he possibly can, and does that. And Lunix has to go kind of fast. Oh, don't want to take damage from the scree. Okay, gets through. Spiffy's got to be careful. That's a precarious situation to be in with the crabs, because the crabs will one-shot him. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That key hunter was looking at him, and Spiffy pulled out those missiles real fast. But here we go. Super missile for Lunix. And Spiffy gets the space jump. Honestly, it's just a bait item. It opens up that X-ray hall, which is always a terrible room to get. It opens up East Ocean, which is also a terrible room to get. And we have Lunix getting the first boss. He's got that croc. So Lunix is getting through that croc. He should be fine. As long as it doesn't touch Croc's like claw or anything like that, he should be fine. But Spiffy with the space jump and the Varia. Maybe now the space jump is, oh god, just spam those missiles. Okay, well played by Spiffy. Had to react to that quickly. And without any beams, without any good beams, Spiffy just wants to make sure he gets through there as fast as possible. So as long as Spiffy picks up some beams, then he's gonna be in a fine situation. But yeah, I mean, he is gaining on Lunix at this point. All right, so that Sova opting, he's stuck on the right side. If you don't see the Sova immediately on the right side, then you know that takes the hit on the Sova. Luckily, Variasuit giving him that 50% damage reduction kept him alive there. Without that Variasuit, I think Spiffy would have died right now. So here we go. We have Spiffy now technically in the lead, so we'll switch that audio over to him. Speed boostering through, and he is going to pick up that missile pack and head to the right. And we see, nope, okay, with that music change, I actually thought he was gonna get a boss. Okay, so Spiffy is probably gonna have to employ some short charge tech. You get 5k points for the short charge, you get 5k to get the up the shaft bonus. So this is a room that's gonna give you a lot of points. It's not that easy of a short charge. So let's see if Spiffy can get it. Nice, 5,000 for that. 5,000 for up the shaft. And that is a 10k point room. That's 40 seconds gained right there for that trick. Lunix taking this room kind of slowly right now. And Spiffy entering the room with a short charge. Is he just gonna spark to the right? No, he's not going to. Nice 750 kill right there. Misses that other part, or misses that other pancake, so he's gonna go ahead and just head to the right. You know, without any missiles, I think he should just potentially leave here. Yeah, with 500 points. Oh, the super's not really worth it, I think, but either way, both runners tied up right now. Lunix is gonna get 10k points right here, and Spiffy doesn't have any missiles to deal with that. Okay, so this room ultimately with Varia at room 30, he's mostly gonna be fine unless he fights some stronger enemies. But it's just it's a bad situation for Spiffy to be in. He's getting some ammo. He's gonna get 500 points here, and he's gonna get the super here. But it's just not a good situation to be in with 0 beams. He's gonna be heading downwards, but Spiffy just needs a beam, and I would feel so much more comfortable for him. But yeah, that kill, he's using his missiles as best as he can here, but the beam just can't kill anything. Oh, he's done. He's done. That's the problem when you have no beams, no kind of good, no solution when you enter that crab room from the left. You need speed going into that room, or else you're gonna be in trouble. So we have Lunix heading to the left. He's at room 38. You know what we have not seen from these players? Yeah, so Spiffy, one of the things I want to point out, Spiffy tried to switch over to the super missiles that he had to kill that crap. So he realized the situation, and he tried to switch to the supers, but he had 0 missiles. So when he pressed the item select one time, he wanted to press it twice and then shoot to pull out the supers. But because he had no missiles, he over-selected the super missiles, went to the power bomb, shot up, super didn't come out, crab got him, crab please. And that was it. So yeah, here we go. We have Lunix heading up. He's got the power bomb that he wants to lay here. This room, you're on a timer because your health is obviously ticking down, but you can't go on that right side because it's too dangerous. The Sovas might actually just fly down, and your shots, when you try to deal with it, will get eaten by the fireball guy on the left, the Funes. All right, so Lunix. The door completely fading out and the music stopping pretty much implies that he's going to get Grade. Could also be Dragon. In that sort of situation, it could be Dragon if Lunix had grapple, but because he didn't, we knew that this was going to be Grade, and Lunix has enough for the quick kill. Gets the quick kill, nice 10,000 points to bank. And what we need from both these players, we need a reserve. We have not seen a single reserve room yet for either of these players, and that is what they kind of need for the seed and to get that 100. That would make things comfy, because they have it. If they lose the reserve, they have the option to potentially farm it back up, but it's so hard to survive without the reserve because everyone just makes mistakes, and that's kind of an issue. But Lunix banking a ton of time right here, and yeah, this is looking good for Lunix as long as he can kind of get through. We're getting to the point with Lunix where he might want Varia Suit because it could kind of function as a reserve, because some things might end up start killing him soon enough. So if Lunix starts getting to like room 60 and 70, in some ways, you know, obviously Varia will give you bad rooms, but in some ways it might be good, because at that point a lot of things are going to be killing him without that 50% damage reduction. Alright, so Lunix with the menu room, laying the power bomb. There are ways you can avoid doing this room without using a power bomb, but you get a bunch of points. So it tends to be worth it, and you really just don't want to mess around. So Lunix killing everything in this room, getting an insane amount of points, because all the ouches on the ground that you kill with the power bomb, 1k each. So it's actually a big point room as long as you have the power bombs to deal with it. And that's why power bombs are so powerful. Lunix with 4 power bombs early on in the game is a very big asset for him. So Lunix with 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, room 50, it's looking really good for him. And he's gonna take the up door here. That's wise. I think Lunix wants to focus the up and down doors if he has the option. Oh my goodness, he turns around and gets that Metroid on time. It's really, really dangerous in this room. Watch out, the Rinkas, watch out, the Rinkas. Okay, makes it through, just freeze the Rinkas and get out of here. Fortunately, the Rinkas are not strong enough to kill him, and Lunix has a lot of E-tanks. So he's in a good spot. Ooh, Thomas. Playing with fire there a little bit here. Almost got hit by the pancake, which would have been lights out for him. Makes it through. Let's see if he picks up this extra kill on the pancake for 750. Yep, absolutely worth it. Lunix is gonna lay a power bomb up top to kind of clear everything out here. As long as he kills, yeah, so he took the damage from the gamer, that's fine. He understands it's not that much of a risk. And Thomas taking another death. So we have Lunix heading over room 57. Unfortunately, sometimes you just take those early game deaths. It happens to the best of us. I've had plenty of times where I just could not get through room 200 for a day or two. And that's just how it is sometimes. My wife is called back in, has to go back to work. Everyone say goodbye to Penguini. Meanwhile, we have Lunix heading over to the right. And will Lunix go for the clipping at this point? It's an option. Yes, so he will go for the clipping at this point. The clipping is worth 3,000, so it is quite a bit. And if you're not past room 100, I think it's typically worth it as long as you're not in the bottom right 2 doors. All right, so the other big benefit for Lunix taking the clipping and going out the top door, as we've talked about before, once you get that high jump boots, it opens up the left sandpit room. The left sandpit room is one of the 4 rooms with the reserve. So if you have the option, as Lunix does right now, misses that shot. If you have that option, you do want to focus, even at the expense at this point for Lunix, because we're not going for PBs here. It's set seed, right? We're trying to win the race. At this point, you want to take the up and down doors at the expense for a few seconds, if you have to. Because if you get that reserve, your chances of getting to room 100 just goes up so dramatically. So dramatically. All right, so Lunix employing the strat where you do 2 charge shots with the PRKD beam. That's because it's as long as you do the fixed amount of damage on Phantoon with PRKD beam, 1 shot to the top right, he will always spot on the bottom left there. All right, so Lunix building up a good amount of time, 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Probably will go for the 5,000 point secret here. Nice short charge for him. Yes, and that is kind of the best way to do it. You can spark up there if you don't have high jump boots. Because you won't be able to make that jump. And he's gonna go for skilled. Nice skilled. Now, what will he get in this next room? Oh, he cut his speed. He cut his speed. Boo. He cut his speed. That would have been sick if he kept it through. But that's fine. Lunix makes it through. And... oh my god! Oh my god! I think Lunix got scammed. There's clearly some sort of mechanic there. That would have been so good for Lunix because he actually had the speed booster in play and he would have gotten the unreachable. But I think because it was a heated room, his blue essentially disappeared. Yes, the sound cue issue, because you hear it like there's an issue. Yeah, the heat takes away your blue. It's a you can call it like a bug or something like that, but it's essentially a thing where if you're in that room with the speed booster, your blue goes away. And because Lunix didn't have the blue, even though he had the speed, he didn't keep the blue speed booster through the room, and he wasn't able to get the unreachable. That's so unfortunate. And oh, he's on a timer. Okay, it's coming. Lunix is being extra careful in this room. But it's a heated room, so you can't go too slow, but you have to be careful because there is a multi-viola on its way to hit you on the bottom right, so Lunix is waiting for that. That's okay. Is rewarded with a good room for himself. This is a free extra 2 power bombs. Lunix's power bomb count is so good right now, and he's gonna get the short charge for an extra 5k points. Ooh, misses the short charge. Nice, 5k points gets up the shaft as long as you spark anywhere in green Bryn shaft upwards. This includes the left side of the room in the main green Bryn shaft because it's all connected as one. All right, Lunix, room 70, gets the 8 tank. His 8 tank count is so good right now. He just needs that reserve. Just needs that reserve. At this point, Lunix gets hit by any of these enemies, he's almost certainly going to die. But his time is looking good. He's in a really good situation right now. All right, it's another tricky room. With the charge beam, you can just go ahead and pseudo these rocks. That was a little dangerous. I was a bit scared there. Best play is to pseudo these rocks if you have to. Yes, and then there's one more rock to pseudo, and you can just go ahead and freeze the Fune up there. Here we go, Lunix entering the right door. It's a free health refill. He's not going to take the health refill. I think he should have taken that health refill. Now, a lot of things at this point are one-shotting him anyway. But if you take the... at the cost of a few seconds, when you have 3 minutes and 50 seconds with 25 rooms to go, I kind of think that's the play here. Alright, so Lunix does have charge. He doesn't have to go down here if he doesn't want to. But it looks like he's just going to grab the secret and then exit out the left door. Meanwhile, we have Spiffy. Gaining time, he's at room 26 now, and he's going to take care of this Bomb Chorizo fight. And Lunix, being a little careful, there is a crab coming out the right side. So as long as you're on this left side, that one fish is going to return to you if he's on camera. And he takes the down door. So it's not going to be left sandpit. Is this the Meridia elevator, or is this... Yes, this is the Meridia elevator. Now, he's got to be a little careful. He probably won't die if he takes the hit, but it's gonna hurt him quite a bit. And with that ice beam, he can keep things frozen. And he's gonna go out to the left side of the door. Gonna try avoiding the bosses if you can. Meanwhile, Thomas trying to pick up this extra super. And we have 20 more rooms for Lunix entering this next one. All right, this is a heated room. There's a lot of points to the right, but he doesn't. Lunix, this is kind of risky. Yeah, okay, he's just gonna get the long way. He's gonna get out of here. He doesn't want to risk going up to the top. I think that's a wise decision. Okay, so I think Lunix might want to. He might want to consider just laying a power bomb, being a little extra safe here. Okay, so he's gonna jump over to that right side, but yeah, maybe he lays another power bomb here. Okay, he's going to take this. What is he doing? Okay, so he had to think about this, and he decided, I'm not going to take any risk here. Let's just lay the power bombs and get out of here. Not a left sandpit, it's another door. And this is probably going to be, yeah, this is going to be the red tower door, because we just saw the Meridia elevator door. So we have 17 more rooms for Lunix. You can see he's slowing down a little bit now. He's slowing down because he knows his time is good, and he just wants to make sure he can secure this victory. If Spiffy was also on room 80, I think he would maybe go a little bit faster, but he knows he's in a situation. He's on this like endless loop. It's another Meridia elevator. So, yeah. Wise decision, 16 more rooms. Can he fade? Oh God, I think if he takes a hit here, he might actually die. So he's gotta be really careful. He's gotta be really careful here. This is another room that he can take his time. And remember, don't get baited by the health. Don't get baited by the health. Know that the most dangerous things here are in fact the bugs. The bug might spawn. The bug might spawn. There we go. We saw the health despawned very quickly. Lunix knows the bug down there is frozen. And there we go. He took his time, and that was very well played. Now he's rewarded with another room. We have 14 more rooms to go for Lunix. Spiffy's in the same situation. This is a good room for Lunix. Ultimately, he's going to gain some time from this, and he's going to get some of his health back because he's going to pick up these drops. All right, so what is Lunix going to get? He's going to get some big health. He probably wants to grab that. He's going to pick up the supers. Sorry, that's the secret. And maybe Lunix should have maybe considered a path where he would have grabbed that big health, because honestly, if he gets a room like the red tower from the top, and he has to take a hit from like a ripper, he might survive if he has the health. Okay, so here we go. This is another free room with an E-tank, and Spiffy gets Metroid Room 2 from the bottom. That's an instant death room in a lot of cases unless you have specifically prepared for it. So unfortunately, Spiffy takes that death right there, and it's on to a new one. Lunix is not immune to a random death at this point. He has 12 more rooms to go. Everything can change. He is going down the bottom, and he's going down the bottom for everything we talked about. The bottom doors are generally going to be safer, and the chance of the reserve, because it's not over. 11 more rooms. Lunix gets the climb room. Interesting play from Lunix. All right, so he's gonna probably spark up the top at this point. But he cannot go back up the up door because that's where he came from. Turning on that ice beam because if he gets a Metroid room, he needs to be prepared for it. And Lunix is going to go out the right. We have 10 more rooms for Lunix to win game 2 and be crowned the victor of this match. We've got 9 more rooms for Lunix. Once again, space jump is not really what you want. It's just going to open up X-ray hall. This is another room that a space jump opens up. He's got to be careful. 2 pancakes will actually hit you from the bottom. Lunix doesn't know if this pancake is actually still alive. He's going to be extra careful and make sure that powerbomb kills it. So here we go. This room plus X-ray hall room are kind of dangerous. X-ray hall is definitely the more dangerous one. But this is another room that space jump opens up. That's why it's not good. 8 more rooms for Lunix. He's opting to go on this right path. I think he's going for the he's going for the cleanser because he laid so many power bombs early on. So he gets the cleanser, 5,000 points, and now with that spot he can actually just break the water line there and space jump up. Lunix missed the secret over there. That's okay. 7 more rooms to go now. And it's plasma. This is actually really good. It's Lunix is in such a good situation to take this game, but it's not over. It's not over. Anything can happen in the last 7 rooms. So you can't relax. You cannot relax. Here we go. Lunix is taking this left door. What does he get? He gets ocean. It's fine. Just take that right door up there. Lunix is being extra careful. He would not normally do something like this, but he wants to make sure he doesn't do something silly like accidentally touch that ripper. Taking all the precautions. Spiffy. Oh, unfortunately. Oh, Lunix. Be careful. You have the space jump. Oh, he's in the fire. Okay, so Spiffy, unfortunately, YOLOs right into the fume, gets killed, and Lunix gets very astute. He has 4 more rooms to go. Now 3 more rooms to go. This is not the easiest room. Oh my god, if Lunix falls in the acid, the acid itself is not the most dangerous thing. It's the farm bugs that would guarantee one-shot him at this point. So Lunix being really careful here, making sure he doesn't make a mistake. 2 more rooms for him to go. It's Gauntlet. He can do this. He's got plenty of power bombs. The acid is doing less damage because he has the Varisuit. Lunix gets the secret. He just has to make sure not to touch the farm bug here. It's frozen. 1 more room for Lunix. And I think he's got this. He has to avoid the hopper at the bottom left. He has to... Okay, I think he's got this. And GG, Lunix, the survivor, makes it to room 100 to take game 2 and the match from Spiffy. GG's to Lunix. Very well played. Struggling through the 100 rooms and makes it. And wow, what a show put on by both of these runners. Guys, if you can, I'd like to get you both in for an interview. All right, with us right now, I got Lunix, I got Spiffy. Lunix taking that game 2. GG's to both of you though. It was a fun one to watch. It was a fun one to commentate. Yeah, give me some thoughts on, can you guys give me some thoughts on that?
Lunix, I'll let you go first.
Alright, Lunix first.
My heartbeat must be over 200 or something.
What did you say? Sorry?
my heartbeat must be over 200.
Your heartbeat is over 200. Were you getting really nervous at the end?
I got nervous when I got plasma.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna mess it up. So bad. And when I see the barrier, I was like, no, it's really is coming.
Ridley is coming. I mean, it was coming. It was just a few rooms further than you would have thought.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
For me, a lot of the things, but where I took deaths, I think that was just skill issue. I'm not gonna lie, that was not my best performance. I'm sorry if that sounds like making excuses. It's just I expected better from myself, so I just didn't quite perform.
Yeah, I mean, I think no one is going to doubt that, Spiffy, given that I know you've been watching and playing arcade since it started getting popular. You've been in chats discussing and looking at the strategy, so I don't think anyone thinks that your PB is a fluke or anything like that, right? I do think that Lunix got a little bit of luck favored him this time today, and obviously sometimes some of the rooms can just kind of catch you off guard a little bit. For example, you got that Metroid room 2 at the end. That was kind of unfortunate. Both of you, yeah, getting some bosses at inopportune moments. That's definitely happened. But as we know, that's just kind of how arcade goes. And that is just how it is sometimes, right?
Yeah, definitely how arcade goes. This is just to showcase how volatile it could really be.
Exactly.
I mean, it is a lot of skill, but it's a lot of luck too. Like I won't say that Lunix just got better luck in the first game. There was a lot of skill issue on my part too, and the second game I had a really good chance. I really did. I just kind of took that bullet. I got below that Rinka in Mother Brain. That I kind of phased through the first time. When I tried to jump up through it, I bonked on it.
Yeah.
By the time I got out of that acid, I was in death range of a bullet.
Yeah.
A lot of the water room, the crabs. I don't think I've hated crabs more in my life.
So we got the crab please emote.
I got crab please about 3-4 times. I can't remember. It was even that close that quick stop on that crab and what was it? Not Aqueduct, the one above it, or Everest.
Yeah.
It's just the crabs. I'm scared of them today.
Lunix, what were your thoughts kind of going into a bunch of the rooms and like kind of how your seeds went? I mean, you got into a situation too. It was funny because you guys both had to get a reset at some point because you guys both got pretty deep. And then Spiffy, you got the Mother Brain, which, as you said, how it went. And then Lunix actually ended up getting Ridley with just Wave.
Yeah. And
he gave it a shot, but, it ended pretty quickly. But yeah, Lunix, like, tell me what you were kind of thinking when you got like that Ridley or just the other seeds in general. Can you give me some thoughts?
Nah, after I saw that started like dying a lot. I just went room to room with different health setups if I can make my health lowers. And I believe that made me have that good last run.
Yeah. I remember I definitely saw that you were experimenting like room 9 and stuff like that. I don't know if you did it on purpose, but I know in like one of them you on room 9, it might have been the seed that you just won, but room 9, I think you had like 19 HP leaving like one of the rooms, and then you immediately got like this combo of Wave into like a free room into Spazer. And then like I remember I was thinking, wow, that's actually crazy. I wasn't sure if you did that on purpose or if you just took a hit that you didn't mean to.
The hit was on purpose because I wanted to change my RNG again.
Okay. Yeah. And then
I didn't know what I would get.
Yeah. And then Spiffy, I know like in the beginning, you also experimented with some different paths, and then you did the reset in the criteria power bombs, but then later you went back to it because I think you saw Lunix got like some beams out of it. It seems like you experimented with that.
Spying on Lunix. I was trying to get some good routing, but with the run ahead of me, I just had to focus. I can't keep that up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Savio brings up a good point, Lunix. That bomb spread that you did, when you were in that situation where you had no missiles, no ammo, and like no way to deal with the B-toms, and then you did the bomb spread to drop the bombs on the bugs. I thought that was like the craziest thing ever.
Full improvisation.
Yeah.
The smartest thing ever. I would have never thought of that. I was like, do I jump through? Do I?
Yeah,
Can I
right. Like
shoot
you
through
just
them?
risk
He's just
jumping
like, "No, I'm
through.
just gonna bomb him up here. Smart.
It's really
So
smart.
Yeah. Jumping above was my first thought, but I said I will die no matter how many gravities I have equipped.
I did forget about that gravity in the first seat. That's gravity. If you find gravity in this kind of race, it's actually so crazy.
Oh yeah.
And luxury item.
I have a question for both of you. How did you guys feel about literally never finding a single reserve today? Isn't that insane?
It's crazy. I can't believe we never
This is
saw
stupid.
one. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Even by off chance, there's four rooms discounting bowling because nobody wants that garbage. But it's crazy that we never saw them with all the down doors we did, all the up doors we did with high jump.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Never seen one.
Yeah.
We're gonna blame that on commentator curse.
Yeah, that's actually entirely. I mean, I did roll the seed, so you know what? That's. I have to take all the rage out from all the YOLOs that have killed me on somebody, and you guys took the brunt of it today.
I tried
Today I
to do
put a
some
bunch
of
of
those.
seeds.
Wait,
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I tried to take off some of those YOLOs just for fun and see what I can get, but I think I've died to 2 out of the 3 YOLOs I actually managed to pull off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done here.
Yeah, I saw the Fune kill you at the end with the fireball shot. I was like, oh, that sucks. All right, guys, that was a really fun match. Are there any kind of last thoughts that you guys have that you want to get off your chest before we kind of call it here?
Lunix, I'll let you go
What?
first.
No salty run back?
No salty rum. I actually have to
You
go
ready
to sleep
for
soon.
Oh, but yeah, we got people. We've already been going for a few hours, so let's let the people rest some, especially our excellent commentator Evie over here, the great, informative, exciting commentator. Yeah. Can I get a clap in chat for Eddie, our host here?
Thank you, Spiffy.
That's
I
right.
appreciate
He
that.
deserves it.
Thanks, Eddie, for not sending me into Fantunis.
Did we see Fantoon?
I don't think
didn't.
so.
I don't know. We saw Fantoon.
I don't think you guys saw Fantoon.
We didn't see Fantoon either.
Nope. No Dre, no Fantoon, but yes to Ridley and Mother Brain.
I am quite comfortable after all my failed 80% attempts to do Fantoon. I never saw him.
Yep. Didn't happen. That's arcade for you.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, Eddie, thank you for hosting this race. It was nice of you to invite me as a dark horse who nobody really knows. I ain't nobody, but you saw the video. I didn't quite represent what I did on the leaderboard, but I'm gonna get better. I hope we can do this again sometime. And to
Absolutely.
everybody who is thinking about joining this arcade business, do it. It is a ton of fun. So much fun. We even had a casual race yesterday, hosted by Eddie again. If anybody can do it, you guys can do it too. All right. That's all I wanted to say. We want to see this grow. We want to see this explode.
Absolutely. Thank you, Spiffy. All right. Lunix, anything you want to say, or I will sign off right here?
Sign off.
All right.
We gotta go.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, guys, for joining. I'm getting off Discord, but thank you so much for doing these runs today.